Welcome to another exciting edition of Sports Pizza. My name is Edwin Onyepolise. It was a weekend filled with a lot of sporting action, and right now club football has taken a backseat because it is time for the national teams to converge and serve us the best from international football. I won't be doing this alone. Of course, I have David in the building, and together we'll unpack all that we have in store for you, both locally and internationally. Here's what we're going to do. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll start up from the home front as we dissect the Super Eagles team list released by the NFF in conjunction with the interim manager, Austin Eguavon. Don't change the channel. We'll be right back. Welcome back from that short break. Sports Pizza is the name of the show. If you're joining us for the very first time, my name is Edwin, and this is David Abbey. David, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Yeah, Edwin, a pleasure to be here as always. I had a very fantastic weekend. Arsenal made it. It's become a usual thing. I'm happy to be an Arsenal fan.
Look away, United fans. We'll get to that in a moment. But first, let's start with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. David, we'll take it up from there. In goalkeepers, Stanley Wabali, Maruka Okoye, Amas Obasoge. Defenders, William Trust Ekong, Bright Osayi, Samuel, Bruno Yemachi, Semi Ajayi, Calvin Bassi Olaino, and Benjamin Tanimo. Midfielders are Wilfred Ndidi, Rafael Onyedika, Alassane Yusuf, Fisayo Dele Bashiru, Frank Onyeka, and Alex Iwobi. And the forwards are Samuel Chukwueze, Chidera Ejuke, Adomala Lukman, Kelechi Iheanacho, Victor Boniface, Moses Simon, and Taiwo Awoniyi. Satisfied with the list?
No, I'm not. There are a few names that I feel are questionable at this point in time. Right. I think for me, Benjamin Tanimo, he moved to Crawley Town in September. He left, Tanzania to go to the English League 2, and since September he has not played a game for Crawley Town. So I don't see any reason why he should be in the list at this point. I mean, we have defenders all across Europe who are doing well. Gabriel Osho at Auxerre in the French League is doing well. Jordan Torunariga for Ghent has been solid, and even Kevin Akpoguma for Hoffenheim, they're playing in Europe as well. So I think they are better names for me. Then Chukwueze, I don't understand why he's a Kelechi Iheanacho as well. I mean, if you are picking players based on merit, I understand the fact that you want to go with a winning team, guys who are part of the system. You don't want to bring in new people, but I think there are guys who are more informed at this point. Also, Awoni is just recovering from injury. He has not played much for Forest. Well, generally, I think the key players, the guys we need to actually deliver, are present there at this point in time.
Chuba Akpom has said he wants to represent Nigeria. He's been in red-hot form since he left the English Championship for Ajax. Yeah. He's been in amongst the goals. What more does he need to do to get into the side? And I also think that whilst not being a regular scorer for the Super Eagles, Cyril Desas should also get a look in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for Cyril Desas, he keeps getting invited for friendly matches, for inconsequential matches. But when it comes to the qualifiers, he doesn't get invitation. I think he will feel done by. But I think for Chuba Akpom as well, he just needs to continue, even though he's 29 at this point in time right now. But I remember when he broke through from the Arsenal Academy with Alex Iwobi, they both switched allegiance to Nigeria at the same time. But Iwobi, I keep saying maybe because of his uncle's influence, he got into the team ahead of him, and he has been biting and knocking at the door, but he hasn't got him. Hopefully he will get his time when it comes. All
right, before we leave the Super Eagles of Nigeria and head straight to the NPFL, Austin Eguavon has said, if you want to give me the job, give me time, be patient with me, give me a lengthy contract, and also winning is not guaranteed. What do you think? Give him the job permanently, or we keep searching for that elusive foreign technical advisor?
I think I'm prepared to die on this hill. I don't think Eguavon should get the job on a permanent basis. I think his job as the technical director, he should face it squarely and try to, be the technical director and do the job properly. But for a coach, I think we need to move forward. I think he has gotten enough chances. Fine, people will say, the last few internationals he did well, but I think he has gotten his time. We should move forward, get somebody better. All
right, David, now that we've gone through the team list, what's your take on the doubleheader against Libya? We're facing the Libyans on the 11th of October and on the 15th of October. What are we in for? What are we expecting?
So I'm expecting the team to build on the results we got. In the first two games, we got a win against Benin Republic and then a draw against Rwanda. That's 4 points. So I think in the doubleheader, good for us. But Libya are going through a mini crisis at this point in time. Managerial changes. So I think it's an opportunity for us to build on the 4 points we got, maybe get 6 points, another 4 points, 8 points, still remain our spot at the top of the standings, and then qualification for the 2025 Nations Cup is almost secured.
All right, from that, let's go to the MPFL straight up. The result from match day 5, Kwara United defeated Remo Stars. It was Remo Stars' first loss of the season. Heartland defeated Niger Tornadoes 2-0 for Heartland. It was also their first win of the season. Rangers defeated Abia Warriors by a lone goal. Rivers United defeated Aqua United by 2-1. And Kano Pillars defeated Sunshine Stars by 2-0. It was a welcome return for, I wanted to say former Super Eagles, but he hasn't announced his retirement. Hamed Musa back at his former stomping ground. Could have gotten a hat-trick, but got a brace. Good one for him. Good one for the MPFL?
I think so. I think this is Hamed Musa's third time, playing for Kano Pillars. He also came at a point 2 years ago. He got by a short stint. I think this time he's here to stay full time. And I think it's the kind of boss, former Super Eagles captain at the point in time coming to the MPFL to play. I think it's a good one. Also, not forgetting Shehu Abdullahi, also former Super Eagles. Yeah. He has also not called time when it's time on the Super Eagles, but I think it's good. Players like this, when at this point in time they are not getting much opportunities in Europe, it's time to come back. If our league can have names like this, hopefully the MPFL can also build on and build a brand as well. For
Ikorodu City, they continue their poor starts to the season, losing 1-0 to Plateau United in Jos. Nasarawa United and Bayelsa United played out a goalless draw. Bendel Insurance and El Kanemi played out a 1-1 draw, while Lobi Stars defeated Shooting Stars. Finally, from the MPFL, Lobi Stars have a new manager. Daniel Amokachi has replaced Eugene Agabe as the manager of Lobi Stars. We have 3 former Super Eagles players, the class of 94, currently managing in the MPFL.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a good one for them. I think, Dan has shown, he has quality. Amokachi, he was one time, coach of the Super Eagles for a brief period of time. He was assistant to Stephen Keshi, assistant to Genetro at some point in time. So I think it's a good one for the MPFL. I think when you get big names, this is what we ask for our coaches. Keep doing something. Be active. Let's remain relevant so that when the Super Eagles job opens up, we can actually push your name in the ring. And I think it's a good one for the MPFL as well.
And now, David, it's time to unveil the best Nigerian players abroad this weekend. Who do we have?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the usual suspects are there. They need no mentioning. The likes of Victor Boniface, as usual. He has 18 goals in the Bundesliga at this point in his career. A season and a half. He has equal JJ Okocha's record in the Bundesliga. Though he's some way off the highest scoring Nigerian in the Bundesliga. That's Jonathan Akobere, who has 60 goals. 18 from 60. You still know how long he has. But I think we have the 2 front runners for the CAF award this year. Ademola Lookman, also a big shout for an assist and a goal again for Atalanta. 4 goal contributions this season for Atalanta. The 2 best Nigerian players in the world at this point in time. And I think for Ademola Lookman, he has a shout for even the Ballon d'Or, maybe a top 10 also. Imagine having 2 back-to-back top 10 finishes for Nigerians. A good one for Nigerian players. We have Rashida Adibade Rash, as is fondly called, September Player of the Month for the La Liga Feminine. For Atletico Madrid, she's been superb. 5 goals in 7 matches. Absolutely remarkable one for her this season. We have who I think should be the #1 for Nigeria at this point in time, Maduka Okoye for Udinese. Considering the fact last season they struggled, they managed to escape relegation. This season they've been solid from their 5th on the table. Also his teammate Kingsley Eyizebue, I think fantastic. He has said he got an invitation a while back under Genetro, but he didn't get a time to play. But I think he has said he wants to feature prominently, and he's been a regular for Udinese, a team doing well in Serie A, so I think he should get a call. Also Wilfred Ndidi for Leicester City, their first win of the season. He was solid. We've seen him doing the attacking output, and this weekend he was solid for them defensively, helped them to keep a clean sheet and a win. Also Olaina for Nottingham Forest, in their hard-fought 1-1 draw against Chelsea. Fantastic defender for the Super Eagles of Nigeria for Nottingham Forest. As the season progresses, we are international break at this point in time. Those players, hopefully they'll bring some of those form to the national team in this double header against Libya. And then when the league resumes again, these players will shine like a million stars for us.
In the world of tennis, Coco Gauff won her 8th WTA title after she defeated Karolina Muchkova in straight sets, 6-1, 6-3, to win her 2nd title of the year and the first since January. It has been a mixed season for the 2023 US Open winner. And in tennis, we saw Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz give us one of the best finals in recent memory. The China Open, it went to Carlos Alcaraz in 3 sets. Is it safe to say that we are out of the Big 3 era? The Big 3, I mean Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, and Roger Federer, and we are in the era of Yannick Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz. Remember, both players shared the Grand Slam titles this year.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say this is the new generation. They've come to stay. I think one thing we've really cried out for, that tennis has cried out for, is consistency from the new generation. I think these two players, in two of them, we have the safest pair of hands, to take this generation to the next level. They've shown consistency. This year, January 2024, has been the year of these two men. And I think going forward, I think Djokovic is just on his last legs. 2024 has ended badly for him, and I think ending into 2025, these are the two names to look forward to.
At this point, we need to go on another break. When we come back, we'll switch back to football. This time we're starting in La Liga. Robert Lewandowski, 11 goals in 11 games. What a season he's having. Welcome back to the second half of the show. This is Sports Pizza. If you're joining us for the very first time, please do give us a follow on our social media platforms, the handles showing on your screen. David, let's start with the Spanish La Liga. Barcelona, 8 wins from 9, 24 points from a possible 27. Robert Lewandowski, 11 goals in 11 games. What a season he's having.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what a season Barcelona have in general under Hansi Flick. I think Flick came in and automatically he made changes that actually, the fact that Rafinha is now playing as a number 10 and is the source of their creativity. 2 of the goals are scored over the weekend assisted by Rafinha. He has almost double digits of assists at this point this season. He's somebody who you felt was missing his way under Xavi, and Flick has come in, revolutionized it. And I think what is working for Lewandowski is the cast around him. He has young guys who are around him who are making things happen, and all he needs to do is just on the end of chances and finish. And one thing that he will not lose, even with his advancing age, is his finishing. And I think once the chances are being created for him, he will keep converting them.
Barcelona's front three, Lamine Yamal, Robert Lewandowski, and Rafinha, are they the best front three currently in European football?
Well, while it's a tricky one, I agree that they've been the best front three in Europe this season. I think the fact that each member of that front three is actually contributing their weight is not a one-sided affair or 1 or 2 players carrying the weight. We've seen other attacking options. We've seen Havertz and Bukayo Saka for Arsenal, but Martinelli has been weak. We've also seen for Chelsea, there's been a lot of weakness. For Man City as well. But I think for them, each player in that front three is actually contributing a huge.
At the start of the season, Barcelona went favourites to win La Liga. In this moment, when you look at their performance juxtaposed with Real Madrid, do you think they can hold on to win the title at the end of the season, knowing fully well that they have a couple of players coming back from injury?
Yeah, I think so. I absolutely. Can they win it? Yes. Will they win it? It's still left to Real Madrid to actually turn on. But considering the fact that Ancelotti has not defended a league title in his career, I think it opens the floor for as a Flick to take advantage. Considering the fact they came into this season with little expectation, and also they've managed this without some of their key players being present. A lot of 17, 18-year-olds from the La Masia actually contributed to the success. I remember over the weekend, I saw Frenkie de Jong warming up, and the fans were like, almost like a new signing. They'd missed him for a long time. His presence in that midfield who had some extra advantage for them. And also in defense, when the likes of Araujo and Christensen come back, had some experience. I think they can win the La Liga this season.
You talked about Real Madrid. We saw them defeat Villarreal over the weekend, but feels like there's something still missing in this Real Madrid team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, unfortunately for me to say, it's Mbappe. The fact that Mbappe left the field before they could score, before they could get the second goal, Vinicius got his goal. So it feels like Mbappe is actually taking more from that team than is adding to the team. The goals are there, but a lot from penalties. But the general play is really affecting them. And I think Ancelotti still has a lot of work to do to find a way. Because I was watching that game with someone over the weekend, and they were like, why is Mbappe and Vinicius taking up similar space? And the right was completely free. Rodrigo had to fill in there, Modric fill in there. So it feels like somebody has to sacrifice for somebody for them to get the team working.
All right, we leave Spain and head straight to England, where Manchester United held Aston Villa away from home. It's unfortunate that United fans, well, some of them are celebrating a point, not more than the manager, Erik Ten Hag, who said that we got 2 good results in tough stadiums. That's the Porto game and now the Aston Villa game. Is that a statement that should proceed from the mouth of a Manchester United manager, or it is the reality of where United are in this moment?
I think it's the reality of where Ten Hag has put United, but I think United should be aspiring for more than this, going away from home to Villa. I think they should be aspiring to get a result. You know, he came into that game, everybody talked about, even though on the official, talked about those two games, the Porto game in the Europa League and then the weekend game against Villa, where the games that were going to determine his future. And he went into those games and we didn't see anything different. They approached the game with the same mentality. So, we saw two contrasting performances. We saw an attacking performance against Porto, they couldn't defend. Then we saw a defensive performance against Villa, they couldn't attack. So it feels like they could just cut and join those two performances put together. Probably they will get a consistent performance, but unfortunately, Man United are not going to get what they expect.
How long does he have as the manager of Manchester United? How much time does he have left?
I think as long as Ineos are able to manage, to come to terms with the decision they made, I think the decision they made to give him a new contract has still come to bite them, because I think it was not right for them to give him. I've not seen anything over the 2 years he has spent that will justify being given a new contract, and I think. The results are not coming, performances are not coming. So where are things going to change? I don't know when Ineos are going to wake up to actually take the right decision.
Arsenal defeated Southampton 3-1. They had to do it the hard way again. It shows that they have a comeback spirit in them. Manchester City also defeated Fulham 3-2. It was a very tricky one for Pep Guardiola's side. But there's a team that has gone under the radar. The team sitting at the top of the Premier League, Liverpool. Yeah. The fact that no one is paying attention to them, the fact that fans, pundits, and the likes are not paying attention to them, does it make them a dangerous proposition in that they could spring up surprises when you do not expect them to?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And I think for that, I think it helps Arne Slot a lot. A lot of spotlight is taking off.
Also, no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure as well. But I think the only thing I came out this season, I said I'm not expecting a lot from Arne Slot, and I didn't believe in their early season performances. But I think he has impressed me. But one thing I still have a little issue with is that the only game they've gone behind this season against Forest, they were able to come back. Every other game they've gone ahead and they've gone on to win. So I think that's the only question mark that still remains, if they can recover from losing position. But other than that, they've been playing some very good football this season.
We leave the English Premier League and head straight to Italy, where David De Gea rolled back the years, David.
Absolutely, he rolled back the years. For those who were doubting his class, I think he showed a timely reminder of what he's all about. I think they say form is temporary, class is permanent, and his class is always, he has never been in doubt. I think he has justified, the whole time. After he left United, he spent almost a year out of football, and he said he was waiting for the right project. And the right project came along with Fiorentina. We know Fiorentina is a story team, a lot of history, and I think it's just a match made in heaven. His career is going to pick up from here. And
for Inter Milan, they have a new hero. Not that he wasn't part of the title-winning squad last season, but more of the spotlight was on Lautaro Martinez. But this season, Marcus Thuram has taken that goal-scoring burden, and he got his first hat-trick for Inter Milan over the weekend. For Lautaro Martinez, what could be the problem? He's barely scored. His performances have been sketchy. I think he just returned from an injury a few weeks ago. And also, I think Simone Inzaghi is trying to create something different, trying to take the burden off him. They are playing very well with that team. And I think it's good that Marcus Thuram, somebody who didn't start as a traditional number 9, is now adapting to the role and is getting the goals. I think it's good for them that their best player is not clicking together and they are getting the result. Once he clicks in together, which I think he will over the course of the season, then we'll see a different Inter Milan again. And this is where we drop anchor on today's show. I'm sure you had so much fun with us. They say time flies when you are having fun. We can do this over and over and over and over again, but hey, it is not possible. We'll be back same time next week. We'll leave you with our video for the week. Do remember to follow us on our social media platforms. The handles are showing on your screens. And please go out there and support the Super Eagles of Nigeria. It is a double-header versus the Libyans on the 11th of October right here in Uyo. And 4 days later, that's on the 15th precisely, we're away in Libya. And we hope that it is 6 points from 6 for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. My name is Edwin Onyebolis. It has been fun anchoring the show. See you same time next week. And of course, David, thank you for being around.
Edwin, thank you for having me. Always a pleasure to be here. From Abi David, goodbye.